Hi everybody, here's Krystian from TeamworkCast.
And I am Putty, the concrete rock of Doomtown? There are words that I had meant to say there that didn't work out.
Let me splash against you. I'm Netrunner.
You are Netrunner.
I am Netrunner, and this is TeamworkCast. This is the 28th of March. This is a Hiveworld Cologne store championship. Order and Chaos is legal here right now.
Fantastic.
And this is round number 2, game number 2. On the left we have René, and he's playing the Leela. And on the right we have Putzlappen Washcloth, and he's playing the Tennin Institute, the Tennis Institute. What is the ability of the Tennis Institute?
Well, they have many secrets within them, and when their turn begins, they can place one advancement token on a card if the runner did not make a successful run.
And what is the ability of Leela then?
Leela!
Je suis Leela.
Yeah, she doesn't need an ability. She is simply Leela Patel. She is a trained pragmatist, which, whatever that means, that's kind of
I don't
something. But whenever an agenda is scored or stolen, she can say, "Put that card in your hand, asshole," and then they have to.
Exactly using those words. Playing Leela allows you to be a jerk to other people.
Yep.
Just as any age is basically doing as well. So anyways, we see a classical start here with Putzlappen and starting in front of HQ and R&D, and we see a René playing the sure gambles. Ooh, and playing the Sneakdoor better! That's a really great card in Leela, I think. Something I haven't been playing and I think is a really good choice.
That's the run on archives, but you're secretly running on HQ.
That's true. He can get into HQ through the archives, which is such a great card thematically in Netrunner. I love it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Getting through the back door. And of course, René will now see a card from HQ, and there's often agendas on those HQs early on.
Oh, is Eli?
But not the several, it's just Eli. Come on, run again, René. There's got to be a card on there. There's got to be an agenda. We saw an agenda. There's at least one agenda on there. And then running on archives, but not through the Sneakdoor, because of course this is dirty laundry and it cannot be combined with the Sneakdoor, sadly. And I said, listen to me sadly.
But sneak doors are often dirty, so I don't know.
Man, so many jokes that are possible right now. And there's a lot of card draw for René. Because Putzlappen just stopped this Sneakdoor shenanigans. Just one card access. René a bit... Could have been better, René. Could have been better.
No kidding. René, you let me down after the play of last time.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, that was probably his last opportunity in a long time to do this dirty laundry. So it was either, would I see another card or will I just get some monies for the long term? Oh, and of course, now he can just chain in those sure gambles. But he didn't do any successful runs, so Putzlappen can put an advancement token on that ice. And he just gets 2 credits and plays a restructure, getting the monies.
The cat Jackson Howard has decided that it's time to cuddle with me.
Okay. Yeah. Trash him and shuffle your archives into your R&D.
Hey, can I draw a couple extra cards? Hey.
Alright, so we see the Earthrise Hotel being sold by Leela here, giving him the card draw that he needs right now, although a bit expensive, and René is not really that... he has some money problems. I mean, not that much, but could be better. He doesn't have any breakers, there is going to be installing in his future. He runs on that advanced card here. That is an ice wall, thank God. Could have been so much worse.
Oh, one... yeah. I really like Tennin Institute. I hope he's got some space camps.
But of course, it's still not a successful run. He needs those... Oh, nice! Corona on hand! Oh, yeah! Getting through for the 1 credit now. Oh, no, he doesn't, because it's too late. He's run out of clicks, and now the ice wall gets stronger.
Getting strong now. If I can run an R&D, you can run an R&D.
Anybody can run. Getting stronger. but this is not R&D. This is it is R&D. Oh.
It is R&D. Oh my god, cringeworthy event.
I'm sorry about that. I always mixing up R&D HQ. Even it's always so confusing when I play the game and I say run on R&D and I show on HQ. And like what? Do you want to run HQ or R&D? And I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Anyways, it's René's turn after Putzlappen installed some more ice. He really needs to solidify the central servers.
Oh, them central servers.
Those central servers. And meanwhile, René gets out the
What is that
Rex.
card?
That is a Rex, Nick.
What does that do?
That is a dog.
Ah, it's Rex.
Rex. So that is a code gate breaker that has 4 tokens on it. Each token can be used to break, I think, 2 subroutines of code gates.
So it's the opposite of the lady.
It's not the opposite. It's a complementary because there's also the Cujo.
Oh, that's correct.
And this is the third in the trifecta of those dog breakers. Anyway, we see and run with a Sneakdoor or by René, and he sees the Eli, clicks through the Eli, wants to see a card. I mean, he could break it with a Corona, but why wasting 4 credits that he doesn't have?
Hello.
Oh man, really bad times. He hasn't seen the agenda that Putzlappen has on his hand for such a long time now. And to be honest, Putzlappen probably wants to have him to score this agenda because I think that is the medical research thing.
Yeah.
Or is that a fetal?
No, that's
sure.
the medical breakthrough.
Metal breakthrough, yeah.
Metal breakthrough.
Metal breakthrough.
I can hear in the comments now. You guys just screamed the entire time.
That's how we roll. So we see 2 draws with the Earthrise Hotel and then install of this job that is Armitage squad busting.
Ah, Armitage. I love you.
There's an anime movie called Armitage Cyber Matrix.
Is it really?
It's not really good. It's kind of like Blade Runner, but with a sexy protagonist.
Always the sexy protagonists.
All right, another Sneakdoor. Clicking through the Sneakdoor. Oof. René really wants to see this agenda. Oh, it just sees the trick of light. This is, I know if I learned anything in the recent trade regional is that if you start Sneakdooring through an Eli, you are losing.
It's true. He is being pretty desperate at this point.
It is just click for money, René. You gotta get your kicks elsewhere. I know that the Sneakdoor costed 4 credits and it didn't give him a lot of access.
Ding ding.
But
Score.
at this point, and there's a score from the Brain Trust with a trick of light. So now something can get bounced. And of course it's the R&D because now he can get through 1 credit. So now we're gonna see. I'm rooting for Leela right now because she's one of my favorite runners.
See, I love the Tennin Institute, so we're gonna be at opposite sides of this.
Oh man, we are lovers divided.
I'm a Capulet to your Montague.
Indeed. Wherefore are thou, Nick?
I'm right here, bro. Oh.
Wherefore are thou?
Wherefore art thou, sweet
Why?
Romeo?
What? Oh, nice. All right. Getting the monies, installing the R&D interface. Last click, run through 1. All right, seeing 2 cards. Something that stays. It's another thing that stays. He had a chance. He didn't quite have the money. See, if he didn't run on HQ, he could have just clicked for money and do this attack this turn. But no, he decided to click through the Elis, and that cost him valuable clicks. But I'm not sure if that was actually something that he could have scored anyway, so whatever. Like Tennin Institute usually doesn't have any much things that can be trashed because they usually don't play assets, although now we see an asset being played, or maybe that's an agenda, we don't know.
It is a snare.
I think it's a Jackson. Although snare would be pretty hilarious.
Out of nowhere, psych!
Oh, Logos. So this is going to be a Logos Leela.
Logos?
Logos is a console to remind you, because we don't see that too much on our show. Whenever the corporation scores an agenda, the runner can pick a card from his deck and put it on his hand. So he can basically get this perfect response to what is happening right now to do the perfect counter attack. And of course, with Leela's bounce ability, he can even get back some ice and get the kind of attack that he needs to attack the open server now.
You know what console we've never seen? Monolith.
Yeah.
I mean,
we haven't seen a Monolith indeed. What do we learn about Monolith from this fact?
That Monolith is a difficult card to play for only the most top tier of players.
I played it recently 2 times with
I know, I did as well.
Professor and Cypress. I was laughing about it so much.
I think I was playing that was my first kit deck, I think. No, it was a Chaos Theory deck.
Yeah, big little girls playing with monoliths, right? Right, we see a hedge fund from Putzlappen really creating those piles on his identity card here. It's not too bad. We can see that he has around 20 credits. And René installs the ferry, the breaker suite is assembled. Now he has enough MUs because of the logos. And then he gets the credits from the Armitage code busting, and that is going to be turn, I think. Or does he still have a credit? Click? I think he does.
Those click tokens are so confusing.
He does. Yeah, they are. It's just some noise on those tokens. They should have been more, like, different sides should have been more visually distinct from each other.
This makes me think that Falco needs to create some click counters for himself that is just flipping people off.
Oh man!
And not flipping people off.
Holy crap, that's such a good idea. I'm gonna suggest this immediately. So there's a round R&D, and that is Lotus Field R&D. This is going to be expensive with the Rex. That's the problem with the Rex. It's not really cheap to get through the code gates. So I think we're gonna see a bounce here from René. Oh no, he doesn't bounce.
Good old Lotus Field.
He will actually spend his entire money to get through those 2 ice.
He is putting everything he has into every single run. I don't know if that's the right way to go.
He will see 2 cards, and there's probably not an NAPD in this deck, so that's okay. No.
Cold Booth. Uh-oh.
But the problem is sometimes you will see a Caprice Nisei in those decks, and you really want to have at least 1 credit to trash those, because you really don't want to have those.
Trash that Nisei.
Oh man, René is a bit...
Nix the Nisei. There we go.
Nix the Nisei. That's...
No.
It could be better. We have to work on this. Nick.
Nix that Nisei! No,
Nuke that Nisei? Yeah. It's a bit douchey, but whatever. It's not beneath us. Oh, so that's just a weird Tennin Institute, because we suddenly have a remote server. Usually that's something you don't see in Tennis Institutes. Usually Tennis Institutes like to keep just the central servers, so it's getting difficult to run on something to make a successful run. And that card that he installed is not protected. I'm assuming that's Jackson actually, and I wonder why René hasn't triggered it already.
Maybe he's bored. I don't know.
I mean, he's a bit grumpy right now because I can understand those runners on R&D are expensive, even though he sees 2 cards, and now he decides to check the Jackson. It is indeed a Jackson.
And he can't trash it, so...
No, and so... But Putzlappen still thinks about this, because if he trashes the Jackson, the run doesn't get successful.
Yeah.
But he decides not to do it. Emergency Shutdown, not the card that you want to discard as a runner, but what are you to do in this case? I mean, he could click through the Eli and play it, but ugh. What? He decides differently. Oh, he forgets that he doesn't have to discard, because something that Logos does, something that a lot of people forget. You know what it is?
What is it?
It gives you additional hand size.
Oh.
Weird ability on Logos there. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm taking it.
You know what? I completely forgot that as well.
So yeah, there's 2 ice on that remote server and install in there. What is Putzlappen actually trying to score something here? I mean, René has 0 muddies.
Yeah.
Those two games were games where the runners were really in a bad spot financially. Running on a Jackson.
Why is he using it this time?
Because I think this time he really wants this run not to be successful.
Put that trick of light back in there.
So the way this works is when a Jackson gets used and there is no ice installed in front of Jackson, the server ceases to exist mid-run.
Yeah.
And that means the run is neither successful nor unsuccessful.
Which means the Tennin Institute may get a free advance.
Yes, maybe. I'm thinking that Putzlappen assumes René won't be able to make a successful run this turn anymore, so that's really nice. And of course, if he gets the additional token, and that is a 4 advancement agenda, he can score the agenda next turn. So that's maybe why he really needs this right now. Oh man, that's going to be like weird fast advance. And just 3 credits from René here right now. He really needs those credits. And then advancement on the agenda as expected, and I think we're going to see a score here. Yes, this is going to be, I think, the breakthrough. It is the breakthrough. See? A really nice strategic play from Putzlappen here. And the HQ ice gets bounced. That's a problem with those fast advanced kind of decks. You can't really play around Leela's ability. What would you do at this point, Nick?
Flip the table.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Oh. Well, he obviously is having some money troubles, and it's really, really hard to come back from that, even though it only takes 1 or 2 cards.
Yeah.
I guess if he has 3 credits right there, probably get a sure gambles, do 2 clicks to get your 5, 9. Ooh, a count siphon.
That will also do the trick. Let's see if there is oh man, there is just an ice wall here. So the count siphon goes through, and I don't think Tennin Institute. Oh no, but there is a Krystian grid. Oh no! Denied the account siphon here. The run doesn't count as being successful for card abilities. Great splash in Tennin Institute because it's not even a successful run. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
A quandary indeed.
I wonder if that's something that René has overlooked. That there was an upgrade here, because he must have suspected this.
Yeah, I would have gone with like sure money versus money that was contingent on things. But
on the other hand, like just 3 credits to get through 2 ice is a bit risky play. And René just gets 3 credits. I think René at this point is a bit of in a.
We got 2 credits in advanced one.
Yeah, he's in a frustrated mood right now.
It's a jail of his own making. Prison of his own.
You know the oh man, and there's a fast advance with the clone retirement here, which puts Putzlappen at 5 agenda points. There is the ice on the scoring server gets bounced, but that doesn't matter anymore because I think now the next medical breakthrough can be scored with the Trick of Light. That's the ability of medical breakthrough. Each medical breakthrough makes next medical breakthrough cheaper to score. Oof, René is working in a tough spot. He really needs some financial shot in the arm. That account siphon would have been great. Through the score, René gets a card from his Logos ability, so that's great. Let's see what would you get with the Logos right now at this point?
I mean, really? he still needs economy.
Really just a sure gamble? That would be weird.
Yeah, sure. Maybe another Armitage? I don't know. I just don't know.
Armitage would be good, but I don't think this game will last long enough. Oh, there's a sure gamble. Indeed, I think he got a sure gamble.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right play, but I think that's a play that would make sense.
Definitely. So that's the first click, and now what?
He wants to hammer R&D at least once. He's got to get through it, but that ice wall is a bitch.
No, I think the problem is Lotus Field. That's a more expensive one. The ice wall won't get bigger. Oh, inside job. Yes, that will help.
Yeah.
Inside dropping the Lotus Field and just now the Ice Wall, that is just 2 credits, so that's good for credits and you get into that server. And he will see 2 cards. Really good. Scoring!
Oh.
Bouncing that last remaining ice here. And thinking about this, I guess this is Jackson.
Or it could have been an APD. No.
Could have been.
It
No,
would
I
have
don't
been.
think so.
That would have
I
been a
don't
4 anyway.
I don't think the Putzlappen plays in APD because that's something that he wouldn't be able to score with the way he wants to score agendas.
Yeah.
And there is a Katie Jones. That is also great for economy. Man, suddenly things are looking up for René, but he's on borrowed turn right now because every time Putzlappen draws an agenda, he can just Trick of Light it out if he has Trick of Light on his hand.
Yeah.
And this is going to be GG. Man, if that Katie Jones was there like early on, this game would have played so much differently. And sometimes, I know myself that sometimes with Leela, when you play this Sneakdoor beta early on, you just win the entire game in 2 turns. Sometimes it happens. Depending on how many agendas the corp has on hand. Because, you score an agenda, bounce something back, run on R&D, score another thing. Like that's something that can happen so easily with Leela, and that's why you play Leela. That's why these are the types of plays that make you fall in love with Leela. And of course, Putzlappen doing a good job of making those runs on those servers super taxing. Really not seeing the economy that you really wanted to see. Sometimes this happens. It happened to me previously. Although I do agree that this account siphon was a bit of a weird thing to do. All right, so we see a celebrity gift here. No agendas on hand, sad face.
Or maybe he does.
Oh, I think he retained one card.
Away, yeah.
All right, and we see that's always a good play with celebrity gift, and we see there is a Trick of Light on hand. So oof. One card being discarded. So again, whenever Putzlappen draws into an agenda, he will be able to win. He will be able to win this game. So René really needs to establish some kind of R&D lock, but with this taxing R&D, that's going to be difficult. Especially now that this ice wall is up to strength 5. Mm-hmm. So ice wall strength 5. Then we have the Lotus Field in front of it. Ugh. And we know that it's probably not an agenda on hand, because otherwise Putzlappen would have scored it already. Getting credit. Running on HQs. Access.
Man, he's really banking that 1 in 5 card that he didn't see.
Getting rid of the Krystian grid, even though he knows there's a second Krystian grid on hand. I'm assuming there's another account siphon that René wants to land. Oh yeah, what now?
No money left. I mean, I guess he's got some money over.
Wow, what was that about?
I don't understand. Yeah, there's just been a lot of very strange plays.
I guess René is really just desperate.
And at this point, all it is just inevitability for
two upgrades on those HQs. Oh, really shutting off all possible account siphon plays for René. Oh man. I guess maybe he wanted to. One possible solution is that he wanted to trash the Krystian grid to make successful runs.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's very difficult for him to make successful runs. There is really not a good server that is cheap to run on, and HQ was the only server where it was possible to make cheap runs on. But that is obviously not possible anymore. But those tokens don't really matter anymore so much, because just 2 tokens are enough for the Trick of Light play. Getting credits from the Katie Jones. Katie Jones. Nick. Katie Jones.
Party. Like party.
Putty Jones.
Putty Jones.
I want to see a Putty Jones card.
I'll buy Falco's click tokens.
Oh, definitely. And then we see the HQ interface. Okay. We will see 2 cards from HQ. Maybe there's going to be some card on there. Resing the Crimson Grid won't do anything about this. That won't be a successful run, so maybe that's a good idea doing it anyway. No, that is a... Of course it couldn't be a Crimson Grid because that would be a region. So this is just the Caprice Nice. So we're doing a Psy game.
Let's see.
Man, this is turning worse and worse for Leela here right now. 1 credit. He wins the game. That's the kind of luck he really needed. Trashing the Caprice Nice.
And he's going to res it anyway.
And then Crimson Grid has to be rest anyway, but René doesn't have the money to rest the Crimson, but I think he just wants to snipe agendas of Putzlappen's hand. I don't think there's agendas in there. If there
I'm
were,
pretty sure. If there were, he would have won the game.
Yeah.
Angry cat.
He tries again.
I really think he should be trying R&D somehow.
Yeah, man, R&D runs would have been the right choice here.
Because if he had any agendas in his hand at all, he would have scored them long ago.
But the thing is, like, we see Putzlappen drawing multiple cards, and if he draws like an agenda mid-turn, he will have to keep this agenda around on his hand.
That's true, I suppose.
So there is a logic to this, and of course we see now Putzlappen drawing 1 card and playing 2 restructure.
And that ice wall is insane right now.
That's the moment where you start femming ice walls. René wants to see that card that Putzlappen just draw. Nope. And the thing is, like, if René saw that he has an agenda on his hand, he probably would have installed the Enigma in front of HQ to make the HQ runs more taxing, less enticing. I assume, at least. René just gets credits, clicks the Kati Jones. Is being grumpy right now. He tilts. Don't tilt, bro.
Yeah, he is. Grumpy.
I can I'm ready right now. Je suis René.
I understand though. René's on the highway to the RNG zone.
RNG.
Because it's whenever Washcloth draws an agenda, he wins. Until then, it's sort of waiting for RNG.
Install. Rando install.
It's a Jackson.
Probably.
Or he's going to throw a trigger. Oh, no, he didn't.
Running on the archives, clicking through the Eli. No Jackson use, no meaningful cards on there.
No nothing.
No nothing.
Poor bro.
Man, really difficult situation. I don't even know what I would have done. I probably would have tilted already. And that is Jackson Howard. And, nothing happening. Oh, and then that's game Trick of Light with a brain trust. Trust. Sad game, Nick.
Iceman won at last.
Iceman?
Yeah.
I mean, Danger Zone. So what did you think about this game, Nick?
I liked the game all the way up until it was waiting for agenda.
Yeah, that's the way Tennin Institute turns out to be so often, like very taxing, creating those super taxing servers, not letting the runners in, and basically just waiting for the Trick of Light play as we saw here right now.
I think René made some very questionable choices at a certain point, but considering it took so long for him to draw another agenda, I don't know if anything that René had done would have changed the outcome of this game.
Yeah, I think both players were kind of running for agendas, and René kind of had like the worst end of this deal because him checking all those servers made him very poor, and he didn't really have the economy to keep this kind of pressure up. So at the end, he kind of stalled.
Yeah. I think that should be the name of this episode.
He kind of stalled.
Kind of
All right.
stalled.
Let's see about that. And so we're gonna go into the third round of this tournament. The third exciting round of this tournament is from now on. We're gonna have a lot of guests in this show.
Until I'm not busy in June.
Yes. So I hope you will join us next time with some illustrious guests, some exciting guests. And I'm gonna also spoil that I will be appearing on the top table. So let's see about that. Let's see how we will hack the planet! Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Hack it, bro.
Get in the car.
Hack it and leave.
Shit on me.
This episode of Netrunner TeamworkCast was created with a generous support from our listeners. If you enjoy the show and you can't get enough Netrunner videos, please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/hacktheplanet.